So we are saying that when we are making reference to scarcity, we are saying that the wants, they outweigh the resources that are available to meet those wants, right? So this scarcity, it prevails on an individual level. This individual level might also be a household, right? Might also be a household. It also prevails at a firm level. It also prevails at government level, right? Okay, so we are saying that individual or any households, his or her wants always outweigh the resources to meet those wants, right? I might have 1,000 rand, or I might have 5,000 rand in my pocket, right? But I wish to buy a laptop and an iPhone at the same time. So we are saying that the ones, a laptop and an iPhone, it cannot be satisfied by that 5,000, right? That 5,000 is not enough for me to buy an iPhone 8 as well as a laptop. Maybe a laptop is also going for 5,000, an iPhone 8 is also going for 5,000. That means there is insufficiency, right? It also prevails on a firm level, whereby we are saying that a firm might be willing, let's say a firm in the doing agric business, right? Doing agric business, okay? Maybe this firm is plowing maize or it's plowing wheat or any product we might think of. This firm might have objectives to, for its output maybe to be more than 1,000 tons. They want to produce 1,000 tons, right? This is the objective. Want to produce 1,000 tons, right? But the land maybe this firm has is not enough for them to produce 1,000 tons of wheat or 1,000 tons of maize, right? Even at a government level as well, the government might want or might have the objectives to build a hospital, a public hospital, as well as building an educational facility at the same time or within a year. But its resources, maybe in terms of its funds, might not be enough for the government to do both at the same time, right? So what follows after scarcity prevails? It means somehow we have to make a choice, right? I have to make a choice. The 5,000 I have is not enough for me to buy an iPhone and a laptop. What do I have to do? I have to make a choice. Should I buy an iPhone or should I buy a laptop, right? After I make a decision of buying either of the two, maybe I have chose to buy an iPhone, okay? That means I have sacrificed the laptop, right? Sacrificed the laptop. Okay, is it making sense, Lesego?
Yeah, I'm following.
Okay, that means I have sacrificed the laptop. So this is now known as opportunity cost now. This is now known as opportunity cost. And the formal definition of opportunity cost is the next best alternative forgone, right? When I decided to buy an iPhone, I left behind the laptop. I sacrificed the laptop. And that is known as opportunity cost. So it's a series. It happens like a series. At first, we have scarcity, right? After scarcity, we have to make a choice. After choice, we incur opportunity cost. Okay. Milk, it's making sense, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, this is much more about, and I know these things we have done it in also in 1501, right?
That's correct.
You did all these in 1501, so we will not dwell much on it, but actually that's much more about okay, so that is the introduction. Let's go to learning unit 2 now. We are going to take into account the concept of elasticity. Okay, we are going to take into account the concept of elasticity. So let me use my board again, because these notes I have sent you, so you can always make reference to them.
Okay.
Okay, now we want to take into account the concept of elasticity, the concept of elasticity. Okay, so the concept of elasticity, it measures, elasticity basically measures the responsiveness of one variable to a change in the other variable, right? What does this mean? This means that we have an independent variable, we also have a dependent variable, right? This means that there is one variable which is causing the other variable to change, right?
Okay.
There is one variable. This variable we are talking about, it could be demand, right? To a change in the other variable, this other variable, it could be price. And that brings us to price elasticity of demand, because we are measuring the responsiveness of demand to a unit change in price. And the concept with regard to that one is known as price elasticity of demand, right?
Okay.
The one variable, we are saying that it is responding to a change in the other variable. It could be the demand of good X, the demand of T. We know that the demand of T, it responds to a change in the price of coffee. If the price of coffee increases significantly, consumers can just substitute the consumption of coffee, and they can now start consuming tea, right? Because these two are substitutes. Okay, so within the concept of elasticity, we have what is known as arc elasticity. So arc elasticity, we have arc elasticity. We also have point elasticity. Okay. We also have point elasticity, right? When we are making reference to arc elasticity, we are trying to measure elasticity at a range of points, right?
Okay.
At a range of points. Okay?
Okay.
This one is our demand curve. We have the price here. We have quantity. Okay? We have P1, and P2, I'll write them down. We have P1 and P2. Okay. P1 P2. Okay. That means the price is what? Decreased, right?
Yeah.
Well, at P2, yeah?
Yes.
Mm.
The price at first what was at P1 and then it decreased to P2. Okay. This is ECS 1500.
Mm.
So we are saying
This
here,
is easiest.
sorry?
You said this is easiest ECS 1500.
Yes, I'm just saying that these things they are
We
done
did in 15.
yes 1500. So it won't be
It should
headache to
be. Eish.
okay.
Why are you saying
You never did them. Milk.
He,
No,
you know, listen, he means it's simple.
yeah, that's what I was about to say. That to him, it's just simple. It's as
To him.
So we are saying that we have elasticity that is measured on a range of points. If we are measuring elasticity on a range of points, we are measuring arc elasticity, right? If we are measuring elasticity on a single point, we are measuring point elasticity, right? So we have some few formulas here. Arc elasticity, the formula of arc elasticity, Q2 minus Q1 divided by Q2 plus Q1 divided by 2. All these divided, I'll put my division sign. P2 minus P1 divided by P2 plus P1 divided by 2. And all these are, we have a numerator and the denominator. Okay, you are familiar with all these, right?
Yeah.
Okay, very simple. Okay, very simple. So we can outer even this, we can outer this and remove these 2 and these 2 because the numerator is the same as the denominator, right?
The cost.
So we can cancel them out. It's just the same as 5 divided by 5, 10 divided by, right? So we can just cancel it, and then we are left with Q2 minus Q1 divided by Q2 plus Q1. The answer you attain here, you will divide it by, okay, by the denominator. We have point elasticity. So if a question just emphasize to calculate elasticity, they are making reference to point elasticity. Okay?
Okay.
They specify to calculate.
So sorry.
Yes.
So we must apply this formula.
That one. Yes. you must apply this formula if they emphasize, or if they demand you to use arc elasticity. You have to use that formula.
That formula.
Okay.
Yes, that one is the formula. So what you are simply doing, you are taking Q2, which is here, and then you subtract Q1 here. That answer here is 10 and here is 5, right? It means we are having 5 here. 10 minus 5, right? And then you say Q2 plus Q1, which is that 10 plus 5 here. It becomes 15, right? So you are simply saying 5 divided by 15. The answer you get on 5 divided by 15 should be 0.33, I think. 0.333. The answer you
Write
are
it down.
Okay, give me a minute. Give me a minute, guys. Just give me a minute.
Okay.
I want to... There's some noise happening here. Okay, give me a minute. So this is the simple formula, right? Simple formula. Okay. We also have point elasticity. So this point elasticity is our general way of calculating elasticity. If it is point elasticity with regard to elasticity of demand, we'll simply say percentage change in QD divided by, so we have a division sign here. This thing doesn't have a division sign, so I will have to put it divided by percentage change in price, right?
Okay, so it's a percentage change in QD divided by percentage change in P.
Yes, in price. If we are calculating price elasticity of demand, like I've said before, if a question just emphasize to calculate the price elasticity of demand, you just use what? This formula. Percentage
The point elasticity formula.
Yes, you just use the point elasticity formula. Unless it emphasize to use the arc elasticity. Okay.
Yeah.
So now let's take into account the different forms. So this percentage change we are talking about here, we are discussing about, you know how to calculate it, right?
I can't remember. I might have done it in my assignment, but I can't remember.
Okay. You say the new minus old. If it is new demand, you say new demand minus old demand divided by old. That's the way of calculating a percentage change. Yes, that's the way of calculating a percentage change. So if this is percentage change in quantity demand, it means you have the new quantity demand minus the old divided by the old quantity demand. If this one is percentage change in price, you have the new price minus old price divided by the old price. That's the way of calculating a percentage change. New minus old divided by old. Okay. Okay. We have different forms of elasticity. We have different forms of elasticity. We have price elasticity of demand, price elasticity of demand, right? We have income elasticity, income elasticity of demand, right? We also have cross elasticity, of demand, right? We have these three forms of elasticity, okay? So now, price elasticity of demand, what is price? PED. So PED, it measures the responsiveness of quantity demand. It measures the responsiveness of quantity demand to a change in price, right? We want to see how much does quantity demand change to a unit change in price, right? So formula, percentage change in QD divided by the percentage change in price, right? Okay. If you calculate it, if PED is, so PED, whenever you calculate PED, it's always a negative value, right? Whenever, no matter its elasticity, no matter its point, you always attain a negative value. The reason is there's a negative relationship between price and quantity demand. Okay.
Oh,
So
okay.
when PED is greater than 1, the good in question is a luxury good. Okay?
If the PED is greater than 1,
Yes, it's greater than 1. Let's
and the
say,
good is a luxury good.
let's say you calculate it and then you find a value of 3. That means that good is a luxury good.
A luxury good, okay.
Yes. If you calculate PED and your answer is less than 1, that means it is somewhere around 0.6, 0.7, 0. What? It's less than 1. That good is a what? It's a basic good. Okay. Okay, that's fine. We also have different measures of elasticity or different magnitudes of PED. We have different magnitudes of PED. PED might be perfectly, let me start with inelastic. Okay. It might be.
And you said that these are the different magnitudes of PED, ne?
The what?
And you said these are the different magnitudes of
Yes,
PED.
of PED, yes. The different magnitudes of price elasticity of demand. Okay. So it might be perfectly elastic, perfectly inelastic. It might be relatively inelastic. It might be unitary elastic. It might be relatively elastic.
So it's unitary what? Unitary elastic, ne?
Yes, unitary elastic.
Okay.
Unitary elastic, relatively elastic, perfectly elastic. So we have 5 magnitudes Okay. And we have 5 different diagrams with regard to this. Okay. So let me wrap this. Okay. Perfectly inelastic, perfectly inelastic. For perfectly inelastic, okay, so perfectly inelastic, it simply means that even if you change the price by 100%, if you increase the price by 100%, demand will never react. Okay? Demand will never react. Okay.
However, you change the price, no?
Yes. However, you have changed the price. So it's like at first, okay, let me label my axis. We have P here, here we have Q, right? So now we are saying that if the price for salt per kg was 5 rand, if it increases to 10 rand, Melka, would you eat a supper with no salt because salt have increased by 100%?
Yeah, no.
You won't do that, right?
Yeah, I won't. I'll just
have to
buy it. Yeah.
Let's say
Yes, sir.
that's the concept. Okay.
Okay.
You never say, salt is very expensive, I'll eat this meat
Yeah.
with salt.
Yeah, no matter what.
Yeah.
So it becomes perfectly inelastic. Okay.
Yeah, oh, okay.
We also have relatively inelastic. This one is very steep. The diagram is very steep, this one. Okay. So this one, it means that, let's say if you increase, let's say you like beer a lot. Okay. Even if the price of beer can increase, maybe, yes, you were consuming on a weekend, you would drink 10 quarts of beer. If 1 quart was going for 20 rand, if it increases to something around 29 rand, you can just say, let me just consume 7 quarts. Okay. So now,
okay, so you reduce the quantity demanded.
yes, the quantity demanded reduce, but the percentage of, you can notice here that the price increased by this magnitude, but the demand only
Increased little.
yes. And that is regard to relative.
No. So you're saying that the quantity reduced a little bit, ne? The quantity demanded.
Yes, the quantity demanded reduced only a little. Okay.
Okay.
Look at this price increase. Maybe at first the initial price was 5 rand. Okay. The price increased to 30 rand. This is around 300% increase. Okay.
Yeah.
But maybe only the quantity demanded was at first at it reduced from 120 to 110. Okay, it only reduced from 120 to 110. But look at the percentage change in here. Because these percentage changes are the ones we are going to use to calculate price elasticity.
Yeah.
Right? You simply say new minus odd divided by odd. The same new minus odd divided by odd. So you can see here, the demand only fall by what? By a small margin. Okay.
Yeah.
Melka, are you there?
I am.
So, Simba, if I may ask, would you say that this is the same concept that we get during the budget speech? Because our minister always increasing the price of alcohol, but
Yeah.
you still see people drinking, or they'll just reduce a little bit. Would you say that this is a perfect example of our budget speech in South Africa?
Yes, we can consider that. We can consider that. If you take into account the likes of cigarettes.
Yeah.
Cigarettes, they are charged another tax above of value-added tax. There is value-added tax, right? Every commodity is charged VAT, right? Or 15%, usually 15%. Okay?
Yeah.
Cigarettes, they charge what is known as excise duty. They charge what is also called the excise duty, which is also known as sin tax. That is also sin tax.
Yeah.
So,
What? Syntax?
yes, you have to pay a tax after you sin. If you sin, you have to pay a tax. So,
okay.
that is known as excise duty. Excise duty is charged on demerits goods, like cigarettes, right? That's why at first it was announced, I remember being announced that cigarettes are now permitted to be sold. You remember that?
Yeah.
The reason was because of the fact that they also need to raise excise duty through the selling of cigarettes. So, making reference to the budget, like you have said, these products is a huge source of revenue for the government, right? Like alcohol, like cigarettes, because they know even if they increase the tax so that they can raise a more tax revenue, you react marginally. It's now different from when they increase tax for these McDonald's. Yes. If they increase the tax, because usually when the tax is increased, there is what is known as incidence of tax, whereby we say that you have a firm, if the government increase the tax that you pay to the government, you simply increase that tax in the form of a price. That means that at the end of the day, who is paying that tax is not the consumer himself, right? So that is where the difference is now, because they know that when they increase the amount of text to these McDonald's, these debonairs, these stuff, they know that you just say, ah, no, I can live without McDonald's. I'll just cook home. But if you are now a smoker now, what do you have to do? Would you say, I'm now quitting because a cigarette is now costing 3 rand? It used to be 1 rand.
You still go for it.
Do you smoke less? You answered like someone who smokes.
No, I don't smoke.
He is smoking, Bele.
I don't smoke.
Okay. So this one, let's move on to. So this one is relatively inelastic. This one is relatively inelastic. Okay. Okay. We also have unitary elastic we have P here, we have Q. Okay. Now unitary elastic. The diagram looks like this. So here we are saying that, okay, I think if we also do this, it will help a lot. If we say the price, let's say at first the price here increased by 30%.
Okay, are you referring to perfectly elastic, inelastic?
Yes, I just
Elastic.
Yes, I just want to
Emphasize.
yes to make it some simple examples which I can use throughout.
Okay.
Okay. So there we are just saying the price increased by, let's say, 30%, and then quantity there is no change. Okay.
Okay.
And then here, so these are just some hypothetical examples. These ones. Relatively inelastic, we are saying that, let's say, price increased by 30%. Okay, Q, quantity demand fell by only 5%. Okay, and here we are saying that the price increased by 10%, quantity demand decreased. So whenever there is a price increase, the quantity demand will fall, right?
Yeah.
By the same magnitude, there is also 10%. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Also we have what else do we have?
We have relatively elastic.
We have relatively elastic. So relatively elastic, it's more flat. Okay, it's more flatter. Here we are saying that Here now we are saying if you decide to increase the price, by only 10%, demand will fall by, let's say, 40%, right? So demand reacts. It reacts 10% increase. Okay. Okay, I was supposed to write P at first, okay? 10% increase. Q fall by 40%. Okay. So demand is very reactive here. You can see that.
Okay.
We also have
Perfectly elastic.
perfectly elastic.
Okay.
It's a little bit hidden behind the pictures. I wonder if
What?
it's a little bit hidden behind the picture, our pictures on the screen.
How about
So
now?
you can see it.
Okay, I can see it now. I can see it now. You just moved it.
Okay. So now we are saying that any attempt, let's say if you increase the price by 10%, quantity demand, the change in quantity demand cannot be, we cannot come to a point of knowing how the demand will fall. We will react, but we know that any attempt to increase, especially an increase, demand will fall to zero.
Wait, the quantity demanded will fall to zero, ne?
Yes. Yes, it will fall to zero. It's just like if you go to the market for vegetables where there are vendors selling, maybe there are 100 vendors there selling the same tomatoes. If you say one tomato of mine is going for 7 rand, and the guy sitting next to you is selling his tomato at 2 rand, will you sell any?
You won't get a profit.
Because no one will buy from you, right? Because if I am a customer, I know that why should I buy from you when you are selling these tomatoes? They are the same. I just buy from the one sitting next to you because okay. Okay. So that is price elasticity of demand. Okay. We also have income. Income elasticity of demand, it measures the percentage change, it measures the responsiveness of the percentage change in quantity demand after a change in income. Okay, so I'm denoting income by Y. I'm denoting income by Y. Okay. So we have a division sign here. Okay. Percentage change in quantity demand over percentage change in income. If you calculate YED, and if the answer is a negative value, the good in question is an inferior good. Okay? So,
Okay.
what are
If
we
you
doing?
get, oh, sorry,
Yes,
sorry, Tinesh.
yes.
If you get an
A negative value, negative,
Okay.
a negative value. Okay, let's say it's -2. Milk. What happened to milk? Huh? Is she still around? Hello?
She's still on my screen. She's still on the screen.
Okay. Milk, did you get it? Maybe your network is...
Yeah, maybe it's network. Yeah, she has disappeared from my screen.
Yeah, I think your network was destabilized a bit. Okay, so just
Can wait for her. I don't mind. We can wait for her.
okay, let's try to see if she comes back in some few minutes. Okay, so where are you, Leseho? Are you in Joburg?
No. I live in Pretoria.
Oh, you are in Pretoria?
Yeah, I stay in Pretoria.
Oh, okay.
I stay in Pretoria.
Isn't it hot?
You know what? Pretoria is quite warm. It's quite warm, but now it's winter. It's still, I think, on Joburg is quite warm at the time
Oh,
because it's relatively warm in Pretoria. I know Joburg is cold.
yeah,
Joburg can be very cold.
yeah, Joburg it's cold compared to
Yeah,
to
this side. This side is quite warm.
oh. Yeah, I have many
It's very
students
warm.
who are in Pretoria. I have many, I think about 10 of them.
Is it?
Yeah, many of my students are in Pretoria.
Okay. And you are in Doornfontein, eh?
Me, I'm in Bramfontein, yes, I'm in Joburg.
Oh, Braamfontein, yeah. Yeah, okay.
Me, I'm in Bramfontein.
Also safe here.
The what?
It's very safe compared to Joburg.
Yes,
It's
it's
quite safe.
Bramfontein, yeah, it's very safe. It's very safe. It's very safe. Only that it's a bit expensive. The things are a bit expensive, the rentals and the like.
In Braamfontein, eh?
Yes.
Yeah, Pretoria is cheap, eh?
In terms of rentals.
It's quite better here. In terms of rentals, it's cheaper here. And it's also safer compared to Joburg side.
Oh.
Mm.
Oh, it's also safer compared to Joburg.
Yeah, no, it's in Pretoria.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I think she's, let me try to get hold of here.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, let's continue. I think her network is a bit unstable, but it's not an issue because we are about to finish this concept of elasticity. So afterwards, I'll just send her the video. I'll also send it to you as well, so that you revise. Okay, so we were saying that.
You were saying that if the quantity is is a negative value, then it means that it is an inferior good, ne?
Yes, it's an inferior good. Yes, it's an inferior good. So what it means is that when your income increases, there are some certain goods you will no longer buy. Let's say today you are earning 1,000. The next day you start earning 50,000. Would you still go to buy grocery in UNISA ShopRite?
I'll start going to Woolies. Start going to Woolworths.
Yes, you start going to Woolworths. So it means that ShopRite is an inferior. It is inferior.
Okay.
It sells inferior goods. So, but now when you, let's say you were earning 50,000 and you start earning 1,000, it means you have to now go back to USAF now. You no longer afford Woolworths, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what we are saying here. So if income elasticity of demand, if YED, income elasticity of demand, if YED is positive, if YED is positive, the good in question is a normal good, right? These are the kinds of goods that when your income increases, you what? You tend to buy more. Okay.
Okay.
You tend to buy more. You will no longer be found in, what do you call these? You will no longer found to be buying second-hand clothes because you now have demand. Hi, Melka, you are back. Okay. So when
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
So we only took into account the income elasticity of demand, and we say that to measure income elasticity of demand, you simply say the percentage change in the quantity demand divided by the percentage change in income. So this Y is standing for income. And if you calculate it, if YED is negative, if it gives you, let's say it's -3, that good is an inferior good. Okay? It means that when your income increases, there are some certain food you no longer buy, there are some certain clothes you no longer buy, and the like, right? If you calculate income elasticity of demand, if the value is positive, that means the good in question is a normal good. This one is a good. When you become rich, you now want to drive a Range Rover now, let's say.
Yes, when I'm an economist one day.
Okay, so actually there is no good which can be said to be an inferior good. It just depends with you, because it means that if I was driving a Mercedes Benz before and then I now start earning 500,000, I can leave that Mercedes Benz and start driving a Range Rover 2020. So it means that Mercedes Benz is an inferior good to me, but to other guys who is driving,
Still a normal good.
You a normal good, because maybe before they were driving a Renault of the 1990s, but now afford to buy a Mercedes Benz. So to them it's a normal good. To me it's an inferior good. So there is no good which can be said that no, this good is an inferior good in all means. Okay.
Depends on the income.
It depends on the income. It depends with how you react. Okay.
Individual.
Exactly. Okay. So that is with regard to income elasticity. That is with regard to income elasticity. We also have cross. It is also known as cross price elasticity of demand. Okay.
Cross elasticity of demand.
Yes, cross elasticity
Of demand, it's just cross elasticity or cross elasticity of demand.
Yes, sometimes it is also called cross price elasticity of demand. Cross price elasticity of demand at times.
Okay.
And so this one is XED. So this one you say the percentage change in QD of good A divided by the percentage change in price of good B. Okay?
Percentage change of price of good B.
Yes, of good B. And if you calculate the two, if cross price elasticity of demand is positive, you calculate it and it's positive, the good is a what? These goods are
Mama,
substitutes. No.
I'm sorry. Don't laugh at me. I'm trying
No, but
here.
I was about to say that also. No, I was about to say that also. I was about to say, my good.
Ay. Exam is ito want to save. Okay, it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we are saying the goods are what are a substitute. So this means that if the price of tea goes up, the quantity demand of coffee will increase, right? The quantity demand of coffee will increase. If the price of tea goes up, the quantity demand of coffee will increase. Why? Because if you see that tea is now very expensive, you just substitute tea and start to consume coffee. Okay, so the PED will be negative. The XED, sorry. If the XED is negative, the goods are complements. A complement. So complements, if the price of fuel increases, let's say fuel is
Yeah, okay.
Okay, what do you want it to say?
Oh no, the screen was moving a bit, so I didn't see properly.
Okay, how about now?
So now it's better.
Okay, so if the price of fuel today it's 16 rand per liter, if it increases to 79 rand, it also affects the quantity demand of cars, because whenever you are going to buy a car, you consider the price of fuel.
The fuel, yes.
Yeah.
So if the price of fuel goes up significantly, it means the demand of cars. Some will say, why should I buy a car? The fuel is very expensive. I'll use public transport. So if the price of fuel goes up, the quantity demand of cars goes down, and the relationship is negative. And those are complements. Okay. So that is with regard to cross elasticity of demand. That is with regard to cross elasticity of demand. I think with this, the concept of elasticity, we are done.
Yeah.
So what I will do is today there are some questions with regard to this concept I have. I'll just compile them and then I'll give you, because this comprises most of mathematics. So there is need for practice. These change, these formulas, you have to work them out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is not just theory, you have to work them out.
So Tinesh,
yes.
On your notes, they say examples as well, or
on my notes.
the notes that you're sending us.
I think so. Let me check.
Okay.
I think so. But don't worry, because I have them aside. So I'll just send them to you. I'll just send them to you. In this one, yes, they are there exactly.
Yeah, I can see examples on your notes.
Yes, they are there.
Oh, okay.
Only that the examples are not many. They are not many.
So that means exam is gonna be a multiple choice only.
No.
Because we're going online, Amos.
You're going online. I think you are also going to write some
ECS2601 online again.
Yes.
You know what I suspect? I suspect that it might be a multiple choice, but you might still have to work it out on yourself on the side in order to get an answer. I think
yes, so. like EC, like before ECS was like that.
Yeah.
Was all multiple choice questions, and then you have to just work it out. But we are going online, right?
Yes, online. Online, 100% online.
Yeah. Then online, that means it's multiple choice.
Yeah. But I just wonder about graphs. How are we going to do graphs? Or they just going to give us?
They give the graphs and then you work it out, right?
Yes, I think that's what they do. Unless if they want to be hard on you, like they.
But we can't type online. We're gonna be slow, right?
Come again.
I mean, they can expect us to write, like to type.
Yeah, of course you won't type, unless if they are going to be hard on you, like they are going to adopt for these third year guys. These third year guys, what they do is you have to print out. You download the question paper, you print it out, you fill it, you scan it, then you send it back.
But what if you don't have those things, printers and everything?
Yeah, exactly. That is going to be the issue.
Yeah.
So I think
because we are very poor here.
They will only adopt that to the third years and the like, because especially these third year modules, they are there are modules that cannot be written only by multiple choice questions.
Oh,
Yes,
that's right.
there's much weight there. So
Oh.
I think they will do that, or we'll just wait. Let's not assume anything. Like, we'll just wait.
Yeah.
Because those ones, you also now need the equipment. You also now need a printer and the like.
Exactly.
Yes.
And you know, you can't go library.
Yes, you cannot go and write an
Yeah, because they are closed. Yeah.
Yeah,
cannot
you can't
out
go to
a
internet cafe.
and print with an exam. The movements have to be limited. So maybe they'll put online and some short answers that you can just type. A few answers.
Tinashe,
Just type. Yes.
Tinashe,
Yes.
I see there's a question here. I'm just looking under the group discussion on number 2. There's a question that says the price elasticity of demand for a month curve that has a zero slope is what?
That is
what would be the answer here? The price
It's number
elasticity of
4.
demand for a demand. It's number 2. I think it's number
number 2. Okay. The PED for a.
Yes, I'm looking at question number 2.
The price elasticity of demand.
That is a zero slope. Is 0 is 1 negative, but approaches 0 as consumption increases is infinite. It's a zero slope. You know how to calculate slope, right?
I can't remember.
Okay, slope, you just say the change in y-axis divided by the change in x-axis.
Oh.
Yes, the change in y-axis divided by the change in x-axis. So the PED is what here? Is infinite, right?
Yeah.
Is infinite. Is infinite. So the PED which has infinite is the one we have with perfectly elastic. Here we cannot make a slope. You remember that?
And the answer,
yes.
The answer is infinite, right?
Yes, the answer is infinite, exactly.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh.
You remember that diagram of perfectly elastic, where we have that horizontal line being the demand curve. You cannot measure slope.
Yeah, okay. The demand is infinite. The quantity demand is infinite.
Yes, is infinite. It is perfectly elastic. Okay, so let's meet. When is our another class? What I'll do is today I will compile the timetable for next week, and then we can discuss on it. If we are able to change, we can change it so that it becomes flexible for everyone. So I will compile it. I think I will send it before the day ends, because now I have another class which is starting in some few minutes from now.
Okay.
Which class is that? Is 202?
No, that one is 1501.
Okay. You know, next week on the 14th, I'm going back to work. So, but we'll talk about it.
Okay, on the 14th. Okay, it's fine.
Maybe you'll record it for
talk
me.
about it. We can always adjust. Don't worry.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, it's fine. So you guys have a good day.
And you too.
Thanks, Tinashe. Thank you very much.
Okay, sharp. Thanks.
Bye, Lesego.
Have a nice day.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Sure.
So I'm sending you this. I'm sending you the video. This recording.
Okay. And the notes. Don't forget the notes.
And the notes. Okay, it's fine.
All right.
Sure.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.